Alright, let's get it.
So, you're in my chair.
I am in your chair.
It's
It's a
kind of
it's a great chair to be in
it's
though.
kind of annoying. I feel like in the first episode we didn't preface that this is my room, it's
This
my
is
chair, it's my studio,
this is his everything.
it's my chair.
I'm
Okay.
trespassing,
So,
but this chair's amazing. Like,
so
come on.
I got the shitty dining room beta chair
But that's what best friends are for.
because I'm generous.
Compromise.
But anyway, my name is Emir Brown Murillo Gonzalez.
Abraham Doki the first,
Okay.
and this is episode 2 of. This is when you come in and finish that.
Emotional intelligence.
Well, some trauma sprinkle in there.
I got trauma on my mind because that's today's topic, I believe, right?
Oh, sure. Let's
Wait.
start with that. I thought it was detaching. Well, yeah,
Detaching.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
detaching from people who cause traumatic things in your. That's what I was interpreting that
No,
as.
that's fine. Let's go with that.
Okay,
Do you,
cool.
I think you would you like to smoke?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Go off, bro.
I.
I'm gonna listen.
How do I even? All right. So you're a psychologist.
Psych major,
Not
even have
licensed.
not licensed whatsoever. Don't take my advice.
So this is probably illegal, but.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. So I am famously or infamously known for
Yeah.
not being able to let go of people or relationships, and I'm known to sort of have trouble from detaching from the memories that we've created as people because over time we grow apart or we grow more toxic or we just have less interests, shared interests. And so I guess what Abe wants to talk about today is sort of learning how to detach effectively from a relationship, from a previous relationship. And yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, I mean it's not an easy thing to do. I don't think anybody's. Well, there's some people who are like after 2 months they're like completely done. They'll be with someone for 3 years and they're done. But I think that's a rarity. I think for most people, it even takes maybe up to a year if you're with somebody consistently in a 2 year relationship. You guys share so much memories together, first love, first sexual experience, first everything. Or it's just a great long relationship, but now that it has to end, you don't know how to get away from that person. I see a lot of cases that people just keep going back to that one person. If it's for sexual need, it's just honestly some intimacy, or just even for dates. That can get toxic when you're trying to move on with your life with new people, and that person is consistently around. We can. That's a whole different situation comparing to a toxic individual and a toxic relationship. So we should probably talk about both.
Okay.
Have you experienced both?
I am both, yes.
Yes, I have experienced both. Twins in this situation. I think for my situation, my first real relationship, it got toxic at the end because it was just a lot of lies. And I think if you ever been lied to so much throughout your whole relationship, or at least a strong majority of your relationship, you will want to seek answers, or you would have this anger inside of you because you feel like, yo, I got played. I was in this relationship. I gave my 100%. I was loyal, and I got played. And you want to ask answers. And yeah, I went back asking for answers, but it's dangerous to ask questions for answers you don't want to hear. When those when those answers are not things you would want to hear.
I always be doing that. Like I always be asking like shit that I don't want to
wanna
know the
hear.
answer to.
But you
And
just
then-
want to hear
and then
something.
I get hurt and mad when they tell me exactly what I was expecting, and then I blame them, and I'm just like,
But you knew that it was gonna be bad. But we don't think about
What
that
is
because we
that?
want to answer.
that's so stupid.
No, it's not stupid. It's human, honestly. We just always need an answer for something. I mean, in psych terms, there's probably a word for it, but it's really early. My memory's spotty. But that's a human thing. We will need answers. We crave answers. We crave clarity, for the most part. We crave. A lot of people crave this closure. I don't think closure is the greatest thing because not everybody deserves your closure, especially when there's toxic elements in play. But so I guess we're starting with the toxic ending a relationship with a toxic person, then really go to a healthy ending, but you still want to detach from that person. When it's a toxic individual, they know how to manipulate others and you pretty well. So trying to detach from them can be a scary situation because you feel like you are dependent on that person for one reason or another.
I could definitely relate to that. I've been on both ends where like I will feel like, oh, this person's leaving me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm desperate. I'm going to try and be dramatic. And some of that is combined not with just drama, but like serious self hate, I
Right.
guess. Like, oh my God, I don't like myself because you don't like me anymore. And obviously, it's going to be hard for this person to leave me because once they loved me, they've loved me at some point.
Right.
So seeing me freak out is obviously going to make them stay for longer than they should. So in my mind, I'm like,
That's manipulative as hell,
I'm gonna
though.
I'm gonna freak out. But like part of it is like, I think about it now and I'm like self-reflecting, but
Right.
like in the moment, I'm just thinking like I am really upset and I'm
Yeah.
sad.
You're thinking for yourself.
Um, and like, yeah, I mean that's exactly what manipulative people would do in that situation. And you have to like, as a person who, as the person who is breaking up with someone who is doing that kind of stuff, you have to learn um, when to leave or
Right.
like when to what to discern, like the difference between them trying to manipulate them and them legitimately like having an episode. Because
It could be self too.
um, just because you break up with someone doesn't mean you have to like completely cut them off or like stop caring about them completely.
Right.
Like their mental health is still um, important regardless of your relationship status, unless you like just don't care about them. But like in general, like
Unless they weaponize their mental health, though.
yeah,
Unless they weaponize their mental health to have you back,
yeah,
then cut them off completely because they don't care about you. They care about what you could give them.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to cut you
definitely,
off.
yeah.
Does it let me? Hopefully not. Oh, listen, I have too many friends.
So unprofessional.
So unprofessional, but I'm a popular kid.
Are you?
No, I'm really not. I don't think I am. I have a good
I
amount
feel
of
like you
friends.
had a shit ton of friends in college.
I still do. I love you guys. Hopefully, you guys are all listening. Support this. But going back to that, when people weaponize their mental health, there's too many scenarios where I have a lot of friends who are like, my ex boyfriend texted me saying he's gonna kill himself if I don't call him back. That's weaponizing. That's dangerous.
I've never gone that far.
Okay, I'm happy you have not, because you're a shitty person if you do that.
Yeah.
You're using that person's kindness as a weapon so they could come back into your life, knowing you're probably not even the best person for them. I've seen people do this while they're in new relationships. They will go into a new relationship, call their ex who's in a relationship like, I'm going through something. I'm gonna end my life. Can you come over?
I will say that like I've never weaponized it, but I've just been diagnosed with suicidal ideation, and so whenever I experience sort of any sort of trauma or like depression, and I haven't in a while, which is like a relief to say that like I haven't in wow that was
I love this kid.
like I just haven't experienced that sort of feeling. But like when I have in the past, I would definitely feel suicidal. But I don't know if I would say that like I was using that to get people to stay with me as much as I was just saying like
This is how
I'm
feeling
really hurt and I want to die. But I don't know. Other people might look at it differently. I can only hope to improve as a person and stop being depressed, which I think I have. I think I've been moving towards that.
I mean, everything's a healing process. And it's a process. I think the idea to stop being depressed is so like
Yeah.
point to the blank. It's
Yeah.
it's a process. I think having a strong support system, having people who actually really care about you is a lot. But also, just reflecting and growing from previous experiences is super super important. Just going back to to the point I was just talking about earlier, with all these friends I have who are like, yo, people weaponize their mental health. So I don't know if someone's actually a cry for help or a cry for me just to be around.
Sometimes it's both.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's sometimes a mix for both. But if you're doing that crying, you also have to understand that this person I'm talking to or this person I'm reaching out to is a person too. And I can't, if you honestly care about somebody, you can't, that's a hurtful thing. That's a hurtful action.
But
I'm only using this.
sometimes,
I'm talking about only in the terms of weaponizing it.
definitely like it definitely hurts them when you tell them you're hurting.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and people want that. Like people who are weaponizing, I know for myself, like I want them to feel the same pain that I feel that they've caused me. So then I'll start like, or I'll just say stuff that I know, like, oh, I'm in pain, so I know that that'll make you hurt, and that's toxic.
Very toxic. Thank you for.
But like at that point in the relationship, or like it's ending. So at that point, I'm like,
throwing some dots just for them
I'm
to
just
bleed.
like, I'm being spiteful and gross. Um, yeah,
But
that's
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
as long as you're growing and you're noticing that and you're trying to get away from it, because there are people who are going to listen to this podcast and like, damn, that's me. Like I'm the person who weaponizes my mental health. I'm the person who just wants someone to be with me, even though the relationship is over. It's now good for me. I need something different. I need something new. But I weaponize it because I'm comfortable with this person, even though I know this person is good for me. But I need them around, so I'm gonna even hurt them so they could come around.
I
Even if they're
definitely
limping to me, I want them to at least limp to me and not limp to somebody else. But that is dangerous because now you're creating a cycle of just both of you guys hurting each other.
I and what I'm hoping for by being vulnerable, and this is very like vulnerable for me to just
We love
come
it.
out here and just fucking say all this shit, but I'm used to it. Is like hopefully that people become more self aware of their um, habits
Right.
and not look towards changing them if they are negatively impacting other people, and that's what I've been trying to do. That's what I've been doing. But yeah, like I was a mess in my previous relationships. At least during like the breakup phase,
Right.
um, it was just a mess.
I
And
mean,
I yeah, I don't know.
I'm really happy you actually admit that. A lot of people won't, but I really think this podcast could be a reflective tool for people. I think reflecting and actually coming out and saying, "Yo, that's me. I do all that shitty thing."
That's definitely the
I've heard
first
people.
step to emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Ding.
We just used the title of the show. Yeah, that's the first step. Acknowledging it.
Yeah.
First step to almost anything is acknowledging it. Okay, I'm that person. What can I do? We also have to. Therapy's therapy's cool. Okay, like therapy's great. And I think when we talk about this toxic energy and why we weaponize our mental health, it's just deeper than just a relationship. A lot of people struggle with abandonment. A lot of people struggle with being alone. Don't let loneliness lower your standards. That should be a big point as well. Because when you're lonely, you lower your standards and you're going back to a toxic person who you know is not good for. You're texting your friend like, "Hey, this person Kevin is so bad for me. I hate him. I'm done with him." Or you're texting your homies. Yo, man, this girl, she's horrible for me. She cheated on me. She did this, that, and the third. But when your homies are not there anymore, and you're not in that group chat, and you're alone for like 3 hours, who you hitting up? Hitting up that girl. You're hitting up Kevin. Because loneliness, lower your standards. You can't let that happen. You have to know. Have to have that self worth and self confidence. But that builds over time. So I wish that people just reflect, understand it. Therapy helps. Having a great support system helps. But going forward and having that self confidence, knowing better for yourself, wanting better for yourself is really important. Knowing you deserve better than what you've been in, because you are worth it. You're worth love. You're worth respect. You're worth people reaching out to you sincerely, loving you sincerely. And if you have that, you won't weaponize. And also, if you have that as well, you won't go back to people who you know are weaponizing their mental health to have you back because they're using that kindness that you have. So it's just knowing better and wanting better for yourself is really important.
I also feel like a lot of the situations where like my relationship have ended have been like brutal. Like they've been sort of uh, hurtful. It hasn't been like a mutual breakup where like, oh, we're both agreeing that we're not good for each other. It's more been like cheating or like just complications with communication. And so I end up being spiteful because I feel like they were mean to me first. And I think that's another like factor in this whole thing is how your relationship is ending, and what you're doing to communicate that it's ending. Because breakups can last a long ass time. Where like you guys have already like separated, but you're
Right.
still together in a way. And those are the worst. They last so long.
Like it's you're in a relationship for a year and like 2 months, but actually you were in a relationship for 5 months. The extra like 8 months was just like filler,
Yeah.
waste of time.
Um, and this is interesting during like this whole coronavirus situation where like a lot of relationships are long distance.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they're like more complicated now. People are less physical, and there's a lot more division. So I think that people are forced to like talk more.
Yeah, like I think that a lot of relationship can be on the rocks because of that, because that communication that is not face to face is important, because when we grow up and we have careers, sometimes I may be in a different country, you have to be texting me or FaceTime me, and if we don't have that energy
Different
or the
country. What you trying to do?
I'm trying to travel, man.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm trying to be a traveler, man. I'm trying to travel everywhere. I'm trying to go to Japan, going back to South Africa, go all over. I'm trying to go to Cali too. International, national. I'm Mr. International, man. I'm coming. What's the dude's name?
Pitbull.
Pitbull. Yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your title, Pitbull. But
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide, yeah, Mr. I'm going to Jupiter and Mars too. Watch out. But yeah, I think never waste your time in a relationship. I feel like it's really important to know when it's over. Like I think the old adage that girls break up with somebody mentally before they break up with them physically.
I've never heard
I've
that.
heard that. I've heard that. Girls have told me that. Like, yo, I've been with X dude for this long, but I actually, was mentally out of it at this amount of time. But I think that happens for guys too. I think guys blank out of a relationship at a certain point.
Yeah, I mean, they get bored.
yeah, they get bored. For me, in my relationship, since it's time to be vulnerable. This is our show. My first relationship. I'm sorry, I saw something in my arm. I was just playing with it. I'm a weirdo, guys. My first relationship was pretty toxic. I feel like I cannot sit here and say it was all toxic for all of the time, because I think that's just
It
bullshit.
starts off so great.
Oh my god, the first like 4 months was amazing.
It starts off great, and then it just.
So the first 4 months is so amazing.
That's what makes it more toxic. Is like you want to hold on to what it was before, and then
like remember what we had in that we was going to the park and we were going out to eat. It was like so great.
And then you changed. You switched up on me, or like we went to different schools, or like something happened, and
or they just show their true self.
Yeah.
Like I always say this: when you meet somebody, they have a mask on. They're showing you what you think you want to see. A lot of people aren't showing their true selves when you meet them. So after 3 or 4 months, it's the why are you hugging up on your friends so long? Why you have so many girlfriends like girls who are your friends? Why are you chilling out so late? Why are you always on your phone? Oh, I've been cheated in my last relationship. I know you've already cheated. I'm not gonna say names. I'm African. This is gonna be hilarious.
You can say names. I could blur them out.
No, I'm not gonna say names. I had a girl tell me, one of my ex tell me, I know you're cheating on me because you have wives back in Africa waiting for you. I'm dead serious.
Do you?
No, I have no wives waiting for me in Africa. She was like, I know you cheated on me because I know, or you're willing to like let this relationship go because you have like 4 wives back home waiting for you. But that was like 7 months into the relationship. The first 3 months, she would never say that. So people show them real selves over time. So it's not the switch up. It's like, okay, I'm comfortable enough to show you who they are. People like, oh, I'm in relationships. After 5 months, I'm really goofy. I do all the things I want to do. No, or some people like, yo, I'm really shitty. So I'm sure how shitty I am now. But even in a toxic relationship, there are good times. But then when they started treating you shitty or like just disrespecting you, you go back to like the 3 or 4 months that things were good, and you try to hold on to that, and like, you know what, they're gonna change, or just the what if I do this, they're gonna act the same way like they were, or let me go back and take them to this place that we had a great date, you know, that may bring back memories, and they're gonna treat me well. Or if I do this one thing, you know, just once again. I'm so sorry, bro. I feel like a lot of people listen to this like, damn, like if I do this thing to please them, no, 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 no. They are who they are. If someone shows you who they are, believe it. Believe it. Do not fall in love with potential. I'm a sports guy. Do not fall in love with potential. Fall in love with what you see. I can't fall in love with
sports.
I love sports.
There's so much potential in it.
Yeah, that's the problem though, because if so, are you willing to wait 5 years for someone to reach their potential?
In FIFA.
But I'm talking about people, like in a relationship. Are you willing to wait 5 years for someone to reach their potential? Because you know what it's gonna be up and downs and downs and downs.
Relationship potential.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that relationship potential. Like, yo, I'm gonna actually care about you.
We have the same like sort of things or qualities or interests, but you kind of suck at texting.
Right.
But I'm gonna wait for you to text me.
Right. Or like, I'm gonna call you and not talk about anything, but I like calling. Why can't you just text? I like the sound of your voice.
Oh man, I hate that so much.
Like, it's not bad. It's like, I love you, so like I'm like, we're gonna be on the phone for 2 hours, but I would rather be texting right now, or let's FaceTime and like not have anything to talk about.
It's like attention consuming, like because I'd be like playing League or like doing something creative,
right?
And then now I gotta drop everything and get on FaceTime, and it's just.
And if you say no, it's just like, oh wow, you don't want to talk to me. Like, no, we can text. Let's text. Texting is fun. Texting is great. I can send you a voice note. It's fine. Like, it's cool. It's valid.
Yeah.
But like, let's shift gears slightly to like detaching. So we had some points for detach from a toxic relationship, having a good support system, reflecting, acknowledging, and honestly just understanding your own self-worth and your own self-importance, understanding that that person's usually weaponizing you and their mental health just to create a cycle of something really toxic. So is there anything you want to add to that?
I think we covered that all.
Okay,
like,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think so. Let's talk about like in a good relationship.
Yeah.
Detaching from someone.
Oh, okay.
Now my last relationship was good. I think it was pretty good. I don't know if she feels like. I think she knows who she is. I think she's listening. Hopefully you're listening. Support the black guys. She should listen. She knows I always want to do a podcast. So I think my last relationship was pretty good. It was pretty healthy. It ended on mutual terms. It was just. Sometimes it runs its course, honestly. It's a good relationship. I don't regret it one bit. I learned a lot.
I don't feel like I've had that experience, like, where, like, I don't regret that whole situation.
Okay, maybe I lied. I think...
And it's not even, like, hard feelings towards them. It's just, like, the whole situation, or, like, the whole ending just made me feel so bad that now I'm just, like, I wish that never happened. Because... I don't want to feel bad, so I wish that never happened. I wish I never met you, so I could just continue my life the way it was before.
But can't you grow from that?
I have, yeah.
Yeah,
but that's how I feel or have felt.
In every ending of your relationship. Yeah. It's just like the ending is so bad. It's just.
But like over time, like the most traumatic relationship I've ever been in, was like 3 years ago. Or it started in 2017 and ended in like late 2018, 2019. I don't even remember at this point, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, I'm just like letting it go takes so much time for me. Like I just need so much time to just let that shit go. And to the point where I can joke about it and like just be chill about it.
And hear her name and not cringe. That's a step.
I cringe a little.
Okay.
It's a fairly like common name though. Like,
that's pretty
for
common.
Hispanic people.
Like it's just there.
My name isn't that common.
Emir. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Emir,
I mean, like here in the U.S., I don't know.
I don't hear a lot. You're not.
But yeah, like. I mean, I'm easily Googleable. So.
Okay, Americas.
Yeah. I'm a brand.
You are a brand.
I'm destroying my brand by being on this show, but you know.
I think you're upgrading.
I'm like
being next to me,
lighting myself on fire, just exposing all my deepest flaws and toxicity.
I mean, this is how you grow from it, bro.
That's
you acknowledge
true.
and you grow from it, become a
Yeah.
phoenix, grow from the ashes.
But like, yeah, like I don't know how to like let go, or not let go. Sort of see the positive aspects of the end of a relationship that I really enjoyed. But you do.
Yeah, so I guess what we did was there was like obviously some things that happened that I wish would have never happened. So there was regrettable moments, but as a whole in a relationship, it was a good relationship. And what we did was we sat down and we just had a relationship review. We that is healthy. I feel like in my next relationship, if I have a next relationship,
Oh
I would.
man,
I think having like a monthly review is healthy and
monthly.
monthly review of your relationship just to know where the other person stand and where you stand on it and where you can improve on. So we went to a cafe in the city, and I think we both knew we were probably gonna break up because things had just run its course. The vibe, the energy wasn't there. Like the attention to details, like for me, I had detached slightly because I just felt like I was in a relationship that wasn't as present as I would like it to be, and I felt like at any moment we could have broken up, and that unknown scared the hell out of me.
Mm, okay.
And being in a relationship where I just feel like every 4 to 5 months I just have to hold my breath if it's gonna continue or discontinue was scary for me. I have the utmost respect and love for this woman, but at that point I just knew like things were gonna end. So we just sat down and we had like a list of things in our relationship that we want to improve if we were gonna continue forward. Like if we're gonna continue for, hey, I want you to be more present. I want you to be more determined in terms of your job opportunities or your education, or I want you to call less, or I want you to just hit me up and say, hey, let's go on a date sometimes, or this is what I did. I was like, okay, I hear your list. Hypothetically, we get back together. Can you
You were
take?
already broken up at this
No, we
point.
were still together, but we were determining if we were gonna stay together or break up.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm not super like vulnerable with my feelings in terms of like the things that I'm going through because I don't feel like it's really important. If you listen to episode one, if you haven't, please go back to episode one and watch episode one or
That's
listen to
so
episode
weird.
one. But in episode one, I talk about I'm not the most vulnerable person because I feel like my feelings are not that important. So I'm more of a listener and I take things and I do things independently. But I told her like hypothetically, I'm speaking my hands a lot, but hypothetically, if I do open up and I'm going through like a manic episode, or I'm dealing with something that's happening in my family that's really serious, or I'm like in a front financially, or if I'm severely injured, will you be present enough of mind and body to deal with that in a relationship? And she said no. Honest, very honest. That's why I love her. Very honest. And she said no. She's like, I'm not in a mental space for a relationship, and I can't see myself in a long term relationship right now. I was like, okay, we just got to answer. Let's. There it is. And it's really that important
Bro,
to be honest and be that vulnerable and just be like, yo, this is how it is. We try to be friends months afterwards, but it just couldn't hit. So we just went our separate ways. We hit each other up like once in like a blue moon, but it's no hate, it's no animosity. We left on a good foot because it was really mature and it was really honest, and we were actually vulnerable with what we wanted and what we didn't want.
I feel like I start relationships with people, or I have in the past, because I was lonely, right? And then
Right.
I would like, I wouldn't say I would be desperate, but I would definitely look past their flaws and
Mm.
sort of hold on to that. And then we would like start this sort of pseudo relationship where we're like, I don't know, having sex or hanging out a lot. And I'd be like, wow, this is awesome. But we never really defined a relationship. And so it's like not clicking in my head that like what is like is this long term or short term? Mostly because like every summer I'm going back to school, like, and I have no idea if this is going to continue. And so we never really communicate that, and I find myself always avoiding that conversation because I don't want to like ruin things or like end things. So then I would say that's how they end up ending, like awkwardly or like very shitty.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
that lack of communication, though. I feel like the most important conversations are the toughest to have.
yeah,
Someone has to step up and like, let's talk about it.
Like we be living in like this utopia where time, shit.
And that's fine.
I thought I was charging it.
It's good. It's good. No, I think we could just continue off that, right?
Like we'll be living in this utopia where time doesn't really exist. And that's how summer feels sometimes.
Summer, right? Those summer
Yeah.
flings.
And yeah.
For me personally, I don't live that summer fling life. I feel like I just can't. I don't attack anybody who do whatever makes you happy. But it's just really hard for me because I need to get to know your communication style. Everybody communicates differently, so just knowing how you communicate, how I communicate, so things can run smoothly. I want to be friends with somebody before I start anything with them.
Okay.
Even if things end, I want to have a certain level of base. Again, I said this in episode 1, but having that base is super important because now we can communicate. We can have those tough conversations.
I've had that a couple times.
But did tough conversations happen from that? Like, can we sit down and have this really grueling conversation? Are we gonna be a thing when we go off to college? Like, do you feel comfortable in still being
I
with
don't
me a
remember.
bit miles away? Like,
I was
those
saying
conversations
I've had
are
the
fine.
thing where like I've had a relationship with someone who I was friends with, um, for like a year,
Okay.
and I ended up breaking up with them, and they did not take it well because it was a really bad breakup.
Was it the break, like how you went about the breakup, or the
Yeah.
reasoning about it?
All of it, the situation, it was
Went
just
into
a
all of
mess.
it?
I won't get into it right now.
You don't have to. It's fine.
Um,
We have 120 episodes.
because
to
that'll
do that.
120.
JK,
Mm,
JK, JK. I
Can
don't
we
know.
say the N word here? Is
I don't know, bro. You can say it.
I don't feel like we've said it once.
We haven't.
And we have. I've been avoiding it.
I've been.
Are you
I
dead
work
ass?
at a charter school, bro.
Oh, true.
I've worked for an organization, buddy.
Okay. Well, I don't have a job. Well, that's not true.
You
Anyway.
haven't. Anyways,
Yes.
cut that part out.
I don't know. Yeah.
we-
Might cut it out. I don't know.
But no, you were just talking about how just how the way you went about the breakup was sloppy.
Yeah,
there's an execution to a breakup,
It was
people.
so bad. I was really bad about it because I'm not used to being the person who breaks up
Yeah.
with someone. And so like I just went about it the wrong way. And I regret it so much.
Right.
At least the way that I did it, because I really cared about this person. And I can't say that I still do because we haven't talked, but I did, and like I always feel bad about hurting someone that I care about naturally. Where was I going with this? I guess that was it.
The way, like I think I just use my relationship example as a healthy way to break off something or detach from it. So I use my previous relationship as an example of this was a good relationship. This is how we detach from it, because even people try to go back to a good relationship with that person, but that person had changed. They moved on. Doesn't mean that person is bad, but that person is over you now. They're on to something new and greater.
Yeah.
Or lesser. Let me hype you up. But they're on to something new, a new adventure. You can't hold on to those old feelings and that something that's already gone. So you have to also respect that person enough to let them go.
Yeah.
You can't keep people around who don't want to be around. Like
Yeah.
especially when you're in a new relationship, people.
That
oh
shit
my
is
God.
so hard to understand. Like letting go of someone who you've loved and they loved you,
Right.
and like realizing and accepting that they don't love you anymore, at least in the same way.
Yeah, a different
That's
type of love.
so hard to understand and
takes a while.
conceptualize.
It takes a while.
It
It takes a while.
that shit hurts. Yeah.
Like it hurts in a different type of way. Like it's a breakup hurt, right? I think every time I've broken up with somebody, it's been a breakup. It's only been 2 guys, but it's hurt. It's
I'm sorry. It sounded like you said it's only been 2 guys.
well, you can keep that in. No, it's only been 2 people, 2 women that I've been with, and every time the breakup, obviously the breakup hurts, but I think realizing that that person is no longer in love with you anymore, I think that's even hard for them to understand.
Yeah.
Because I think certain people feel like you stopped loving them earlier than you actually did, and vice versa. So just understanding that someone doesn't love you romantically
and
anymore.
then what happens is like you start thinking. At least this is what happened to me. Is like you start
Talk.
thinking about when that happened.
Right.
When did they stop loving me?
Did they ever love me?
Did that text message they sent, was that like a subtle hint? Like, like did they find someone else? Are they back on Tinder? Are they back on all these apps? What happened? And then I start feeling like, when did I become the problem? And then that's so bad for my mental and like my self esteem. And then that's when I become like, would become like
Frantic.
toxic
Yeah,
and
frantic,
frantic
yeah.
and like trying to hold on to some shit that doesn't even exist anymore. It's so bad. Like it's so sad.
No, I think it's beautiful that you're saying this because I feel a lot of people agree with you right now. A lot of people be shaking. Yeah, like yeah, that's me. Like you, like when you break up, like okay, when do you mentally break up with me? Or when did you stop feeling this type of way, like this romantic, undying love for me?
And sometimes you can sense it, but
Yeah,
you just
the
ignore
vibe,
it. You
the
definitely
vibe.
just ignore it.
Yeah.
I'd be ignoring that shit.
Oh.
Or I would. Like, yeah, when the conversations just get dry.
Super dry.
Um,
The energy's not there. They're not as present anymore. They're willing to push you away consistently for everything.
yeah.
That's a big sign. When someone is consistently pushing you away, yes, they may love you, but they don't. They're not in. Like I think. Okay, let's talk about this then. Let's because I think it's more like nuanced than I may try to present it. So let's take a step back and attack in a different lens. People having personal space in a relationship is important. Yes, we should respect people's spaces. Hey, babe, you know what? I need this week just to decompress, calm down, just get my mental back. That's fine. But to consistently, like, yo, I want to, I'm going through something a lot. I don't want to talk. I need some space for me, right? If someone's always doing that, but you're the only person they want space from, that's the issue.
Wow. Okay.
When you're the only person, like if I'm going through a scenario or episode and I just need to push people away, I'm pushing everybody away because I need me to just be with me. But if you're going through an episode or going through a situation, you're just pushing away that one person naturally is going to feel like it's me. Like if I'm the only one that's not around when you're going through something, but all your friends are, all your old friends are, all your new friends are, but I'm not, and you haven't done anything wrong. They tell you, oh, you're a great partner, you love me, you care for me, you're consistent. Then it's just like, why are you pushing me away? What have I done wrong? Just like, oh no, I just need space. But why you always need space for me? But you don't say that verbally, though, because you like, okay, I'm gonna respect your space, or you hit them with, okay, if you're gonna push me away, you have to understand that if you push me away too far, I may not come back. Like those are the two responses. I've given those two responses before. Oh, if you're gonna consistently push me away when you need personal space, because I'm willing to give someone personal space, a week or two. But if you're in a full relationship and you want to push me away for like 3 months, people do that. Or if you want to push me away for like a month, even a month, and then it's more than even 2 weeks consistently. It's like you start thinking to yourself, okay, the first 2 weeks I give to you, but then like every 3 months you want this space from me. Like, am I the problem? But you're telling me I'm not a problem. But if I'm the only one being pushed, I feel like the problem.
Yeah.
Again, that's different from respecting people's space and giving them their personal space to breathe and decompress. But we're in a relationship, and I'm the only one. I'm the constant.
There are like certain expectations,
Yeah.
that should come out of a relationship.
Just communicate. Honestly, if you don't want to be with me, just tell me. if I'm the issue, and if you don't want to tell me,
that's hard to say.
That is hard to say. But would you rather have somebody tell you that, or consistently push you away a numerous time within a relationship? Sometimes the tough things have to be said.
Like,
You really don't know?
I don't know.
I don't know. I would rather tell me you don't like me anymore.
I don't.
I would rather a girl tell me, "Hey, Abe, I don't feel this way about you anymore." I would rather have that than every 4 months.
It's my ego.
Yeah, I don't have the biggest ego. I'm sorry, we're different in that regard.
I tried to touch my heart and I went for the wrong side.
Right. That shows you're heartless, bro.
Oh.
And he's like, well, that's true.
I wouldn't say all that.
You're caring, dude.
I like people.
Yeah, people like you.
I don't know why, but
Stop. You're great, dude. But like personally for me, tell me you don't like me anymore. Tell me it's not working out, but do not push me away at
I
every
feel
second.
like I feel like if that communication came along with like, oh, I don't like you anymore, but I still want this relationship to continue. What do we do? Like,
I can't do that.
no.
I can't do that. I'm
But it's
sorry.
like, what if you have certain qualities that this person doesn't like about you, or like certain habits that you do in a relationship, like
Tell me those habits so I can
not
improve
calling it.
on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's different though. Like I think that's what I think words. People don't understand that how much words have power.
Nigga, I'm a right.
You are a writer. You are right. He's a poet and a writer. You can say that. I don't care. You are a writer and a poet. So you understand how powerful words are. A lot of people don't. Okay, saying hey, I've had this. That's a different. I've had this conversation in a relationship. Hey, babe, I love you, but you're you're not doing X, Y, and Z. That's making me happy, or is hurting our relationship. We need to improve on that. Or I've told a girl, hey, X, Y, Z needs to improve, so this relationship can work. That's totally different from saying I don't like you anymore, but I want to be with you. Because the first one is communication with expectations
That's how I talk.
and steps along the way. The first one was like we communicated, we talking about steps and being specific. The other one was really vague. I don't like you anymore. Imagine being in a relationship and your partner like, hey, I don't like you anymore, but like, can we still be together? Really, girl, you better get it skipping.
I would say that.
You, listen, people,
Ladies, gentlemen,
and my non-binary,
non-binary
fans.
people. I'm non-binary.
He will say that to you.
Where was I going? Yes, I will say that to
He
you.
will say that to you.
Yes.
Whoever you are, Amir Brown will tell you, I don't like you anymore, but can we still be in a relationship? That's totally not toxic, guys.
That's
Like,
not. That's not all right.
we love you, though. We love you. We love you.
I'm just kidding.
He's not kidding.
I'm a lot more communicative.
No, like, communicative.
Communicative.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Communicative.
You're the poet here.
Yeah. Now than I was.
I speak words.
Previously.
My words got... What was that thing you said in high
Oh
school?
man, that poem was so cringe.
I
speak words every time
speak
my
words
mouth
opens, words come out.
Every time I open my mouth, words come out.
Oh, bars.
Oh my
Friends,
God.
we're cringing about high school right now. But no, like, the power of communication, bro. A conversation can save a life, and save a friendship, and save a relationship. People just don't want to communicate. Yeah, that's really powerful. But people just
That's
choose.
pretty much it.
Yeah, people just don't choose.
It's
to communicate.
awkward, bro. It's uncomfortable. And
It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary.
frustrating.
But it's necessary.
I hate.
The tough conversations you need to have.
I don't hate communicating. I hate.
Making people feel bad or making
It's just
yourself
like
feel bad.
uncomfortable to like admit flaws and stuff, or it has been. And like admitting when you're wrong.
Oof.
That's yo. We are at 43 minutes, but like admitting when you're wrong.
We're at 43 minutes.
Yeah, dude. Look,
Dude, I feel like we're going to hit like 2 topics.
I've been staring at the. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to eat this sandwich.
But I feel like do you feel like we've been talking in circles or we've hit solid points?
No, we hit some solid points.
Okay, we hit some damn solid points.
At least we've been talking about the same topic, but we've been
Breaking it down.
developing, breaking it down and like coming up with new points on the topic. And
Yeah.
sort of-
But no, you was gonna say something. I totally forgot.
Admitting when you're wrong.
Admitting when you're wrong is tough.
It's so hard in every context, not even just relationships, like in general. But like in relationships, you never want to be wrong.
Right.
Typically, it's like about arguments and stuff,
Right.
and I suffer from that so much. Yeah,
I
gotta work on that.
Yeah, that's fine. For me, I don't really realize when I'm doing wrong until someone brings it up. Like my self-reflection skills need to be much better.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone comes to me like, Abe, I feel like you've been doing X, Y, and Z wrong. If I don't feel like I've been doing wrong, I would most definitely tell you I disagree. But if you tell me and you give me some points behind it, I'm gonna reflect and I'll be like, wait, you're actually right.
I might try to like argue it still. Like I
Amir's
might
you may be right, but you're gonna hear my mouth today.
I might try to like Photoshop and doctor some text. No, I'm just playing. But it really do be that dramatic with me. Like sometimes in the past I would like just try to argue things that I know I'm wrong about, and then I'll just like because I don't want to be wrong, and my ego is hurt. I'll just like keep arguing.
I cannot. I can't.
And then when I'm right about something, which
you
is rare, I'll just like
boasted.
shove it down their
You
throat.
boasted, right?
I'll just be like,
I cannot.
I win.
Haha.
That's that. Yeah.
Just like I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
I cannot. I will admit when I'm wrong.
I'm getting mad at myself right now.
This is growth.
That's so frustrating.
We're growing right now, though. I feel like it's healthy for people, especially in this episode, for you to be that vulnerable for this long amount of time, because people will hear that and like, you know what, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
How can I improve on that? And I really think this is a great episode because we didn't talk about a myriad of topics. We talked about a lot of subtopics within a bigger topic that's really important, because there's toxic friends that you're dealing with right now who are not hitting you up, not calling you, but will use you and leech off your energy. There are people you're in relationships with that the relationship ended 3 months ago, sometimes even 3 years ago. Some people
Christ.
they know who I'm talking to.
Oh my god.
Even 3 years ago that you're still around, that you know they're not it. Okay, one more for yourself, because you are worthy of that. That person isn't who you think they are, and you know they're not. Stop going to people who aren't okay, who's not doing right for you or not doing right by you. You deserve that. You deserve better. But
I think that's a good note to end on.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Let's eat. Yeah, I'm pretty hungry too. So this is episode 2, emotional intelligence. We can name this episode "Detached from Relationships or Friendships."
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Just detaching.
Yeah.
So peace and love and peace to my ladies, my gents, and my non-binary friends. We love you. Stay great. Protect your wealth and protect your health. There we go.
All right.
I got
it.
Protect your wealth and protect your health.
Scooter game for life. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Love you guys.